Hey! Is the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Yeah.
BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. And I forgot to get my mic. As usual, it's happened again. I be forgetting to get my mic. We got a lot to talk about, but I want to say something real quick. Okay, so Donald Trump is apparently suing CBS. For everybody that don't know, he's already been going through the steps to sue a couple of these media groups or whatever the case might be. But before we get to that, I want to point something out. I want to say something because I just saw this right before the show came on air. So this is nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it has everything to do with what we're talking about at the same time. So I just want to show y'all something real quick, and then I'm going to say a couple of things. Hold on, let me turn this around so y'all can see. I just saw this right now. That's why it's not queued up. Hopefully y'all can see what that says. You can't see it. Alright, so hold on. I'm going to try to pull up. I'm going to see if there's a news article on this real quick. Take 2 seconds. Because I want to show y'all something. And I thought this was hilarious. I just want to be clear. I thought this was absolutely all of the jokes. One second. What's this? They put the wrong name. It should barely be. That's a person's name. Hold on. I'm gonna see if we can get this real quick. I don't see it. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you what it says. And then we're going to get right to the show. I just thought this was hilarious, and I wanted to tell you about this real quick. So, basically, what happened is there is a gay activist that ended up going on Fox News. If you want to know who the person is on Instagram, I actually follow the person. Name is Becky Weiss. Becky Weiss, and it's Becky_Weiss, WEISS_. So the reason why I follow this person, just so we could be clear, is because one day I had seen a post from them, and they were basically speaking about how they are part of the LGBTQ. They're part of, they're gay, but they do not agree with the trans movement. And they believe that the trans movement actually usurped what they were already doing and is starting to create a new thing. So I want to be clear about something. All of the complaints that people are having about what's happening in these schools with their children has to deal with the trans movement. It really doesn't have anything to do with gay people. I'm going to clear this up, and I'm going to say this again. A majority of these, all of these arguments primarily, that's being had in these schools about how parents are not happy with some of the things that's happening, the curriculum or some of the books or whatever. A lot of this is trans stuff. It's not gay people stuff. A lot of gay people, they don't deal with this trans people movement. Not all, obviously, but there are a lot of gay people that they don't really deal with this trans people movement thing. With that being said, I hope everybody find their way to God and whatnot, and could call Jesus Lord and get inside of the body of Christ and do some of these things that God wants us doing as a people. I hope all of us can do that, independent of whatever your personal beliefs are at the moment. With that being said, let's talk about this Donald Trump situation. So I want to be clear about something, and I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. Donald Trump suing CBS. Let's pull it up. And even a little bit more clarity on this, the reason in which why he's suing CBS and why this might not be the end of it and why he might be suing other people also. Because what you have to understand is a lot of these things that people were saying that he is doing, that he either wasn't doing or was doing, or whatever the case is, a lot of the lies that were being said by multiple different programs. Now, I'm going to tell you why I believe he's suing CBS before I actually go into the article. Just so we can be clear, but it's like CBS, Paramount also, right? And I want to put all of the names there just so we could be 100% clear on it. And 60 Minutes, right? So he's suing all of these, and I'm going to tell you why I believe that this is happening. I believe Paramount is just getting sued because they own CBS, and 60 Minutes is on the CBS program. So it's on the CBS network. So in order to sue one of them, you basically have to sue them all. So this isn't really like, oh, I'm suing three different. Oh, it's basically just suing one organization, just so we can be clear. And as we can see right here, a lot of the arguments has to deal with some of the interviews in which they did. One particular interview where they allowed and this is what I believe it's about anyway, where they allowed the candidate, his opposition, to change their answer in post, basically. Like they gave her the opportunity, like she gave an answer and it wasn't good, so they paused everything and they said, look, we're gonna give you the opportunity to do better. You're not supposed to do that. You're 100% not supposed to do that. 100%. Let's look at the Hill first and see what they got to say about this, and then I got a ton of stuff to say about this and about the tariffs, by the way. I should have put that in the title. Give me 2 seconds. And we are gonna be talking about your man Big U. We're gonna be talking about Big U also. We're gonna do an update on Big U, obviously. Once somebody come here and asks about the update, I'll give it immediately. But other than that, we're gonna do what we're doing right now, if y'all don't mind. Appreciate you guys. You guys are all the best. With that being said, it says Trump says CBS should lose license after 60 Minutes segment on Ukraine, Greenland. Oh, so this is about the Ukraine, Greenland situation. But remember, they already have beef because of the other situation that had happened with Kamala Harris. I believe that was with CBS. Let's see who it was with. So with my internet, why is everything going so slow? All right, while we're waiting for whatever that is, I don't know why that's going so slow. What's going on over here? Oh, it was no. Who was it? I'm trying to see who it was. Yeah, 60 Minutes. Yeah, it was 60 Minutes. So besides this Greenland situation that we're about to read about right now, we also have the other situation that happened with Kamala Harris where they allow for her to change one of her answers and give a better answer other than the answer in which she had. And also both of the answers were not congruent as far as I could remember. Anyway, President Trump railed against CBS on Sunday night, saying that the network should lose its broadcast license after 60 Minutes aired segments on Ukraine and Greenland that the president said cast them in a negative light. Almost every week, 60 Minutes mentions the name Trump in a derogatory and defamatory way. But this weekend, broadcast tops them all, Trump wrote in a Truth Social post after watching 60 Minutes broadcast. So basically what that sounds like is they already knew 60 Minutes was going to keep making these egregious errors, and they just decided to allow for it to keep happening so they could build up enough so they could go after them. Like, because that's what you do sometimes, you know, so you can go after them so you can have actionable stuff. So, okay, so I'm going to explain. So, and I'm going to be clear about this, and I want everybody to understand this. I am a social media personality. I don't care how well I can or can't fight. I don't want to fight anyone. I am 100% going to call the authorities. Because when the authorities show up, and, well, after whatever the fight or whatever happened, 9 times out of 10, the people who I'm fighting, they don't have anything to lose in comparison to me. Don't nobody even know them at this point. So even if they get known, anything that happens is a plus. The only way that it could be bad for them is if they lose their life or go to jail for life. That's the only way something bad can happen. Everything else is a win. So no, I'm not getting into no altercations with anybody. Don't care what you say. As soon as, because and something else, which I don't understand, is people love, for whatever the reason is, I don't know why there's a reason for this, but people love to just say that they're calling people on me all the time. Everybody's calling somebody to come get me. I don't understand. I don't get it. And it'd be for no reason. They just be like, they're gonna call people to come get me. I don't get it. I don't understand. In any regard. Yeah, so I'm not going back and forth with nobody. I'm just not doing it. I want to say something. We have a mental health issue in our neighborhood, in our communities. And the mental health issue is, as soon as somebody is doing something and they're wrong, the first thing they want to do is yell and scream. That's the first thing they want to do. And they're wrong. Nobody have any humility. And y'all teaching this to the kids. Don't nobody have any humility. Nobody have any humbleness. So as soon as there's any type of anything at all that happens, as soon as the person is called out for being wrong, the first thing they do is escalate it in order to try to get the other person to back off so they could just be wrong and not face consequences. So that's the whole thing. So this is what the kids is learning. So then whole other adults that's out here that hasn't done anything to these children negative in any way whatsoever now have to deal with that. You just got to deal with it. These kids that's out there doing things that they know is wrong, but if you say anything to them, they're going to escalate it. With that being said, back to Trump. Trump sued CBS in October. That's the thing we was just talking about. Interview with his campaign opponent, former Vice President Kamala Harris. That aired shortly before the 2024 presidential election. In the lawsuit, Trump claimed that the network deceptively edited the interview to portray Harris in a positive light, and they are correct. CBS News parent company Paramount. I told you that it is not necessarily CBS Paramount who he's suing, but CBS is owned by Paramount. 60 Minutes, it airs on CBS, and CBS is owned by Paramount. So therefore, if you sue one, you have to sue the other. Or at least, if you sue the smallest one of them, which is 60 Minutes, you then also have to sue CBS, and you also have to sue Paramount. That's just the way that it works. That's why bosses and people that are in charge fire individuals sometimes. Like, I love you, but you're going to cost us money. With that being said, CBS parent company Paramount has said the president's lawsuit is an effort to the affront to the First Amendment and is without basis in law or fact. Could we just read the First Amendment real quick? Because they are constantly saying things are covered under amendments that aren't. I'm going to tell you the funniest thing. When somebody is outside insulting you and talking about how they're going to kill you, and talk about how they're going to attack you, and talk about all the negative things they're going to do to you, and then their defense to this is, it's the First Amendment. I could say what I want. No, you can't. You know, once you say that you're going to attack someone else, in many states, that person has the right to hit you first. Many states. Once you say that you're going to do something to harm another person, that person has the right to defend themselves. So, if it's like that in many states, although it might not be like that in your state, that already tells you that there's certain things that are not covered under the First Amendment. And I didn't have the article up. Sorry about that, y'all. So there's certain things that are not covered by the First Amendment, just so we can be clear. So I'm going to let y'all know what we was looking at first because I thought I flipped the screen back over, but I didn't. It says, so this is basically the news article that we're looking at right now. It says Trump says CBS should lose license after 60-minute segment on the Ukraine and Greenland. So before we get to the Ukraine-Greenland situation, I was just informing y'all that there was already a problem that they had with when 60 Minutes had interviewed Kamala Harris and how they allowed for her to change some of her answers, which in light was deceiving the American public. Just so we could be clear. And then now they said that Trump is suing them is an affront to the First Amendment. So now we want to look at the First Amendment real quick, just for 2 seconds, to see if it's actually in the front. What does the First Amendment covers? What does the First Amendment not cover? I guess that's a better question, right? That's a better question. So, like I was saying, if you say something to incite violence, it's not covered. If it's a true threat, it's not covered. If it's obscenity, it's not covered. This is all things that people pretend is covered by the First Amendment. It's not. Fighting words is, like I just told y'all, is not covered. Defamation is not covered. And speech integral to criminal conduct is also not covered. I want to be clear on that. I'm going to leave that up there. So they're saying that President Trump, whatever, right? It says the New York Times reported earlier this month that Trump and Paramount are set to begin mediation in a $20 billion lawsuit in the hopes of reaching a settlement. Trump is trying to sue these people out of business. I want to show y'all something else real quick. So USAID has been accused of financing or funding quite a few different news agencies. And as you can see right now, nobody's writing about it. No. This is a different, let's see what they got to say. I'm just trying to find out which particular news outlets. I don't see CBS. They're one of the bigger people. I would doubt that they would need money. No, I don't see CBS. I see a lot of BBC. Sheesh. BBC, a lot of BBC. I don't see no CBS. So I don't see CBS here. So we're not gonna group them with these guys. I see a lot of Politico. I see BBC. I see AP, Associated Press. That tells you why they wouldn't speak on this. Like they're gonna be like, these all lies. Why they counting their money somewhere? They're gonna be like this, flipping their cash. These all lies. These guys are just the worst. I don't know what to tell you. And anyway, Ukrainian President Zelensky in the interview told correspondents this is what the actual problem is. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky in the interview told correspondent Scott Pelley that Russia narratives are prevailing in the U.S. welcomed Trump to visit the country. We want to come and see. We want you to come and I think to come and see. You think you understand what's going on here? Okay, we respect your position. You understand, but please, before any of these decisions, any kind of forms of negotiations, come see. First of all, I want to say this much, and I just want to be clear about this. They're snatching people up off the street and forcing them to go to the front lines. So I'm against snatching people off the street, period, to get them to go fight in your war. I'm sorry. I'm just against it. Just so we could be clear. But then to snatch people up off the street and send them to the front line, you're literally sending them to die. Like, you're just sending them to die. You're not snatching them off the street and giving them 5 weeks of training, are you? Like a minimum? A minimum. What do y'all do? They just snatching them up off the streets allegedly. Allegedly, no, we saw people getting snatched off the street. We don't know what they were snatched for. But they allegedly snatching people off the streets and then sending them to the front line. I'm sorry, Vladimir Zelensky. If you're not over there trying to, how can we end this war? Then I'm not on time with you. The number one thing that somebody that is in authority over other people are supposed to do is look out for their well-being. First and foremost, I have authority over you. I need to look out for your well-being first and foremost. After that comes your happiness. I'm going to say that again. The first thing I have to do is make sure that you're safe and secure. The second thing I have to do is make sure that you're content and happy. Safe and secure, food, rent, house, whatever it is that you need. Like to be a person, a living person. Your necessities. Right? The ability to do these things. I have authority over you. I have to give you the ability. Right? And then after that, the thing that's important is, after your well-being, the thing that's important is your happiness. So if he's not running to get this solved, what does that tell you? This war was never supposed to end. I do know that. This was supposed to be one of those forever wars for everybody that don't get it. They are forever wars that goes on. This is supposed to be one of those forever wars. I'm going to explain something to y'all. I'm going to show y'all a clip. All right, so I'm going to show y'all a clip. And the main thing I want y'all to get out of this clip is we cannot believe the Democrats ever. Check this out.
Open borders.
Open borders.
That's a Koch brothers proposal. The idea, of course, I mean, that's a right-wing proposal which says essentially there is no United States.
But it would make a lot of the global poor richer, wouldn't it?
And it'd make everybody in America poor. Then you're doing away with the concept of a nation state. And I don't think there's any country in the world which believes in that. If you believe in a nation state, or in a country called the United States, or UK, or Denmark, or any other country, you have an obligation, in my view, to do everything we can to help poor people. What right-wing people in this country would love is an open border policy. Bring in all kinds of people who work for $2 or $3 an hour. That would be great for them. I don't believe in that. I think we have to raise wages in this country. I think we have to do everything that we can to create the millions of jobs. Do you know what youth unemployment in the United States of America today? If you're white, a white kid, high school graduate, 33%, a Hispanic, 36%, African American, 51%. You think we should open the borders and bring in a lot of low-wage workers? Or do you think maybe we should try to get jobs for those kids? So I think from a moral responsibility, we've got to work with the rest of the industrialized world to address the problems of international poverty. But you don't do that by making people in this country even poorer.
So I'm going to say a thing real quick. A lot of people lose access to my friendship for this reason. The Democrats knew better than to open the borders. That was in what, 2014 or something like that? They knew better. Not only did they know better, they knew exactly what would happen if the borders were open. And that is exactly what did happen when the borders got open. Do you get it yet? The Democrats don't work for the American people. They work for foreign interests. They don't work for the American people. They never have. I'm going to explain something to you. So you know how the situation just happened with the stock market and the Democrats are saying it was insider trading and all this other crap that they're busy talking about? How can it be insider trading if Trump told everybody what was going to happen with the stock market? Trump told everybody. Not his friends. Like, he told everybody on the planet. And he was telling everybody for weeks. He was telling everybody damn near since before he got elected, when he kept talking about what he was going to do with tariffs. Now I'm going to tell y'all what happened. Listen, pay attention. They didn't believe him. They didn't believe Trump. So now they want him to pay because he told the truth. And because they hated him, they didn't believe him because they didn't want it to be real. I'm going to explain. So Trump goes and he makes the tariffs. Now, he's calling all of the other countries, and when they're talking, he's busy telling them, be patient. Don't worry about it. Everything is going to be okay. He's saying this on social media. Everything's okay. Be patient. It's not a problem. What do the Democrats do? They start doing their stocks aligned in that direction. Everything's going to be okay. Not a problem. Boom. So they line up their stuff like Trump is lying. So while everybody that plays stock basically made money because the markets went like this, let's go check out Nancy Pelosi, how much money she's how her net worth has went down in the last couple of days. Hold on. Because I know I'm saying this, but I do understand and comprehend that I might have information others don't have. Hold on. So this is what's happening to Nancy Pelosi. Look at the stocks on top. Look at this shit. Trump. 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 Everybody's going up. Trump. Everybody. Do you understand how pissed off the Democrats are? The Democrats are so pissed off. They're so pissed off. Nancy Pelosi, look how much money she's lost just in the last couple of little whiles. So, just for a little bit more clarity on what I'm trying to explain is happening right now. Donald Trump is suing CBS and or the affiliates that's involved with 60 Minutes, primarily because they keep putting out misinformation to make him look bad. That's primarily why they're doing it. Zelensky, I think that Ukraine needs to get rid of him. I know that they can't remove him right now. I think Zelensky being removed to be best for the Ukrainian people. This is just my opinion. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not over there, so I don't know. But I don't like people being snatched up off the streets and forced to go fight in a war, not necessarily, even worse, it being the front line. Why can't you send those people to the front line that's snatching the people? What the hell are they doing? Don't like that. I don't like that when Trump is trying to say we need to end the war, we need to end the war, we need to end the war. All he keeps saying is, but the Russians aren't going to do it. No, that sounds like you want to keep the war going on. That's what it sounds like. Okay? It sounds like you, Zelensky, needs to keep the war going on. So my opinion is, and I could be wrong, Zelensky just works for the same people that the Democrats work for. That's it. The reason why they hate Elon Musk is because they can't buy him and they can't extort him. When people can't buy you and when people can't extort you, they hate you. Why do you think so many people hate me? I don't care how bad I'm doing. You can't buy me. Don't care. I answer to the Lord, not you. So you can't buy Elon. You can't extort Elon because there's nothing to extort him over. And he has, obviously, it seems like some of the best hackers and whatnot on the planet. So you can't hide any information. These people know that they're about to be in big doodle. Big doodle. They know it. Anyway, let's get through this because there's a couple other things I want to talk about. And then I hate this part. When he mentioned, they said, when he mentioned Greenland like it was some type of toy or something. Okay, so I'm not going to go too far into this. Sue those guys. Get them up out of here. I can't stand CBS. I can't stand 60 Minutes. I can't stand none of them liberal stations. I stopped looking at CBS when I realized that they was just tricking old people. CBS has been the platform that they have been using to manipulate old people since I was a child. That's the channel old people watch. CBS. Look it up. You go ask some people that's in their 70s and their 80s about CBS. They gonna be like, the best station ever. So I just want to harp on this point real quick. So what I'm saying is that the same people the Democrats work for is the same people that Zelensky work for, and they're the same people that's basically in bed with China. So I want to point something out to you. Remember all of those individuals that were saying, yo, as soon as the tariffs go up, everything is going to be more expensive. You remember that, right? So tariffs go into effect. Basically, all tariffs basically has been suspended except for a 10% tariff on most nations. China has like 130 or 160 something like that percent tariff. No one else has a tariff basically right now, right? So I want to point something out, and I want to be clear about this. Why did China just expose that so many of these products that say like made in Italy, made in France, made in England, really were made in China? They just, from China, shipped those things to whatever the country was and put a label on it. And because they put the label on it, they could say made in. Why did China just expose everybody? So when China did that, I was a little curious at first too. I said, oh, I don't see how that made sense. Then I started thinking about it. I said, China's trying to get America to put the tariffs up on everyone. Because they're basically saying, yo, look, these other guys, they're doing the same thing that you're accusing us of doing. You're accusing us of making a product here, shipping it to other places, and then shipping it to America so we could circumvent tariffs. Well, those people are having us make their product in our country, and then we're shipping it to their country. So that's the same thing. But I want to show y'all something.
How concerned are you with this
shift? But I want to, what is this real quick?
What's your message?
But I want to show you something. Also, this.
What's your message to, have you seen Donald Trump? Do you think he should step in?
Donald Trump don't trust China. China is asshole.
Hold on. Let's see if I got, what am I looking for again? Here we go. So this is how Chinese factories are looking right now.
So Trump's tariffs of 104% just hit China effective
The Democrats
as we speak.
are telling you
now, Chinese factories have already released
America
notice
is
to their
losing
employees
the
that they're
tariff
going to be
war
shutting
with
down
China.
for a holiday, but they will get some compensations, like very little. But the thing is, it seems manufacturing is going to slow down quite a lot in China.
I'm not going to play
and
this
this is
video. I just wanted the beginning, but that's what's happening in China, right? Now look what the Democrats are saying. I'm just saying, stop believing these guys. Look, just want to show you something. All right, so they call this chaos, just so we could be clear. They call Trump winning chaos. Y'all do understand this, right? So, hold on before I show you this. So, anytime Trump does something and it helps the American people, it helps me and you, the Democrats consider that to be chaos. I need for y'all to understand this. Like, the Democrats are not your friends. I don't understand how. Okay, so we've been tricked for many years, but I think they're making it very obvious right now that they do not care about the American people. They're making it obvious. Democrats are quick to say that President Donald Trump's tariffs are horrible, awful, terrible, but Democrats also stressing that they are not inherently anti-tariff. What Trump's political opponents say they really dislike is the chaos he has unleashed. Tariffs are an important tool in our economic toolbox, says Senator Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, D-Mass, Democrat, Massachusetts. Trump is creating chaos, and that chaos undercuts our economy and our family. So hold on. Is she talking about... Oh, I didn't pick the screen up. So hold on. She said tariffs are an important tool in our economic toolbox, says Senator Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren. She's a Democrat from Massachusetts. Trump is creating chaos, and that chaos undercuts our economy and our families, both in the short and long term. He's created a worldwide hurricane, and that's not good for anyone. Also, I just want to add, this is what's happening. Meta is down, and Amazon is down. Right? But everybody else is up. Amazon probably down because of the shipments that had to turn around from China. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So everybody's up. What is she talking about? Is she on drugs? Or is she just a liar? Which one you think it is? Because right here, she says it undercuts our economy. And right here, as you can see, wowzers, they're doing pretty well. Look, Starbucks. Everybody's doing pretty well. This is today. Look. That's 1 day. Let's go to 5 days. Look, everybody's doing pretty well. Let's go to a month. I'm not sure what happened right here, but somebody's Starbucks dropped like hell. I'm not sure what happened. Oh man, maybe we should go look back. Well, everything's improving right now is the point. Let's go look at somebody else real quick. Let's look at Amazon. They went down. Let's see what happened real quick. Ooh, they dropped like crazy. But why did they drop? Remember, all of those, a lot of the products is being sent back from China. For everybody that don't know, a lot of Chinese shipments are being sent back. So what is she talking about? Look, what is she talking about? She just making stuff up? I don't even know why I did 5 years. But what is she just making stuff up? What is she talking about? So they just lie. That's all they do. They just lie. Senator Tim Kaine, Democrat from Virginia, said Democrats have a consensus around a unified concept, which is targeted tariffs can work. So they just want to tariff the people who they don't like. They want to target their tariffs, while Trump just wants to have a universal tariff. If you treat us a certain way, we're going to treat you a certain way. I think I like Trump's position better. It sounds to me when he says targeted tariffs, like, you know, they're getting kickbacks to keep tariffs low for certain countries and certain regions. That's what it sounds like. The Democratic message is meant to convey that they are reasonable, focused on capable government governance, and attuned to financial market distress. It's a pitch towards swing voters who would like to see more manufacturing, yet are uncomfortable with the consequences of Trump's tariffs. The risk is that they also nuance argument at a time when pithy critiques travel faster and spread wider. So I'm going to say this real quick for everybody who is a loyalist to the Democratic Party. Y'all losing. You're not losing because anybody on the Republicans are lying. You're not losing because people are slow. You're not losing because of lies. Lies other people are telling. You're losing because your position is shit. Flooding the country with immigrants is a terrible idea. Do y'all see what's happening over there in hold on, let's see, what country is it? Let's just find out what's happening in a couple of these other countries where they just is it Sweden or is it not Denmark, because they not letting nobody in. Sweden? Yeah. So hold on. Nope, I don't even want to click a button, because you click any button, you might be making something happen. I don't want to click no button. Sweden told people to open their hearts to immigrants 10 years ago. Its U-turn has been dramatic. Sweden is often viewed as a liberal utopia in Europe and beyond, with the country 10.5 million people, known for its stable economy, high quality of life, open and progressive society. The reputation for acceptance and tolerance was manifest in 2014 when asylum seekers started to arrive en masse in Sweden and elsewhere in Europe from war-torn areas of Middle East, particularly Syria. At the time, Sweden's then Prime Minister Fredrik Reinfeldt implored citizens to show tolerance, telling the public, "I know that this will cause friction. I therefore call on the Swedish people to show patience and open their heart." Sweden registered 81,301 asylum seekers in 2014. Data shows by 2015 that number had doubled to almost 163,000. And in November this year, Sweden said it needed respite. And it pains me that Sweden is no longer capable of receiving asylum seekers at the high level we do today. We simply cannot do it anymore. So hold on. Is there crimes being committed in Sweden? Let's see if that's an issue. In recent years, Sweden has faced a surge of crime, particularly gang violence, with some blaming this on immigration. So hold on. Let's just because that might just be one place thing, right? So let's go to England. Let's just do UK. That's better. Thank you for the screen putting that up. That's a better way to put it. Nope. Anything that says to click on anything, I don't need to be there. I'm not doing it. I'm just going to somewhere else. We're not doing that. Okay, so hold on. So, let's see. The foreign national crime stat shows we have an immigration problem. Remember, I want you to really remember this. I can't even click. Well, I'm not accepting any of that. Okay, so hold on. Okay, I'm not accepting any of that. Freaking PDF. Evidence from large immigration waves. Crime and immigration. Evidence from large immigration waves. Crime and immigration. Evidence. Look. Crime and immigration. Look. Why in the hell do the Democrats want to flood America with immigrants if it's historically been known to bring crime? And before anybody say you're only talking about the last couple, no, go look at historically. You can literally go back in history. World War II. Why was Germany mad? Because they was influxed with immigrants, the Jewish people. I'm not blaming the Jewish people for nothing, and I'm not trying to excuse the German people for nothing. What I'm trying to say is whenever you have a lot of migrants or a lot of people who don't necessarily come from a region go into that region and then start changing the societal norms of that region for whatever their reason it might be into something else other than what that region is usually associated with, that's bad. That causes issues. That causes problems. I want to be clear about something. Over in Europe now, a majority of the people who are in positions of authority, like the mayor position of authority over there, like in different areas, they're all Muslim. You can do your Muslim prayers outside and block traffic, but if you just do a regular prayer outside, a Christian prayer, and you are praying Christian, you could be arrested. So that's what the Democrats want here. And I'm literally not just talking about the elected officials. I'm talking about the voters also right now, because this is what you're voting for. So that's what you want. You want Sharia law. Let me explain to y'all what the Democratic voters are voting for real quick, just so y'all can get an understanding. I don't think people understand what the Democratic voters are voting for. This is what the Democratic voters are voting for, just so we can be clear. Sharia law often refers to as Sharia often referred to as Sharia law is an Islamic legal system that encompasses religious and secular practices derived from the Quran, the Prophet Muhammad's teaching, and the Islamic legal reasoning covering various aspects of life. Here, more detailed explanation. What Sharia encompasses religious and secular practices. Sharia covers a wide range of topics, yada yada. I'm not trying to yada yada this in disrespect. I'm saying we didn't need to read that part. The primary sources of Sharia is the Quran, the Sunnah, the consensus, and legal reasonings by analogy. Not a static system. Sharia is not rigid, unchanging system. Its interpretation and applications have evolved over time, influenced by various schools of thought and societal changes. So I'm not here to criticize nothing. I'm just here to tell y'all what it is. It's not even telling us the actual laws. It's just saying what it. I mean, I don't even know. It's not saying anything. Okay, Sharia law can restrict women's right within marriage, including their ability to initiate divorce, choose their partner, potentially influence the inheritance of their children. I don't think any of that is necessarily terrible. I don't really agree with any of it. I don't want to take away a woman's right to do any of these things, to be honest with you. So I'm not necessarily for those, but I don't know. That's not terrible. Okay, so they're not really saying I don't trust this. Because it's just not, it's not telling us individually what the dang things are. They're just saying. So basically, the people who are living under Sharia law, many of them think it's barbaric, apparently. I mean, so I'm going to explain something. So part of the idea of Sharia law, apparently, is that men are uncontrollable and can't control their base instincts. So that means that a woman can't show any part of her body, and the only reason why she got to show her eyes is because she don't gonna run into shit, I guess. But that's part of it. It's like, I don't think that that's the way the Lord wanted us to live, in my opinion. I don't agree with most of what it is. I'm not knocking anybody that does. I think that you have the right to agree with whatever you want to agree with, just so we can be clear. Your walk with God is different from my walk with God, or if that's the way you want to say it, your walk in life is different from my walk in life. So I'm not here to try to tell you what you should and how you should or shouldn't be living, just so we can be clear. But as far as my interpretation of it is, the woman's rights are stripped, like stripped. The woman's rights are stripped. Like a strip. Yeah, that don't make sense. Somebody just came in here saying some hateful shit. Yeah, that don't make sense. Whatever you just wrote don't make sense. In any regard. So I want to be clear about something. I want there to be zero misunderstanding. Zero misunderstanding. If you are a woman and you're talking about women's health rights, you believe that Donald Trump is taking away your rights as a woman, and then you go vote Democrat when they are pro-Sharia law. They have to be, because they are pro-immigrants, and many of the immigrants that's coming into this country, especially the ones that they're fighting for, live under Sharia law. And they want down with America and up with Palestine. So they want to live under the governance of the rules and applications of what Palestine has to live under, not under what America has to live under. So every time I look at one of these women and they're like pro-Democrat, I'm not going to lie to you. I just think I can't think you're intelligent. I just can't. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Like, you're a whole woman and you want to, you are concerned with women's rights. See, if you're not concerned with women's rights, it's not a big deal. You could be on whatever side. I don't care. I don't have no opinion of you. But you're a woman and you're concerned with women's rights, but you also want to bring in Muslim laws that strip women of their individuality. I need for you to explain that to me. I just need it explained. I just need somebody to explain. That's it. Every single time I see somebody from the LGBTQ community say down with Donald Trump, and say pro stuff, I'm always like, so y'all want to be slaves. And when it's, or y'all want to be not unalived. Like y'all want to be unalived. Like y'all fighting to be unalived. Shout out to Rue Jones. Salute. How you doing this morning, my brother? Very happy to see you up in here. So y'all fighting to be unalived because you do know if you're part of the LGBTQ community, you're supposed to be unalived on sight. Like on sight. So the Democrats have y'all head so spent backwards that you want to promote the people that want to unalive you, and you want to get rid of the people who are just allowing you to just live your life as long as you're not trying to disrupt anybody else's life. You hate that guy. You love the people that want to unalive you, though, because of your beliefs. I'm really not trying to laugh at this shit. This is so hysterical. I'm gonna explain that one more time. So I want to explain this one more time. Just one more time. I hope this is clear. Just so we can be. I hope this is clear. I'm going to explain this one time. Listen, pay attention. The Democrats have you people out here who are a part of the LGBTQ community, right? The Democrats have y'all on the side and promoting a faction of people that as soon as they get you in a dark alley, they're gonna unalive you. Not as soon as they get you to their country. As soon as they get you somewhere where nobody can know what's going to happen to you, they're going to unalive you. Shout out to Tiandre Willis Sr. This has been a minute, bro. Just checking in, showing some respect. Appreciate you. I don't know what to say. Appreciate you. Shout out to that. Unalive you. So when I watch Instagram, I'm laughing a whole different laugh when I'm seeing some of these anti-Trump posts. I'm laughing a completely different laugh. Completely different. You are a whole woman saying Trump is trying to take away your rights, but you are also pro-Sharia law. I need someone to explain that to me. And you can't say I'm not pro-Sharia law because you're pro-Palestine. What up, Miss McGillicuddy? Appreciate you. Somebody need to go tell Maya. Be like, yo, he's looking handsome today. I'm funny. I haven't seen her. I know she's looking beautiful today. So whenever I see these people who are obviously a part of the LGBTQ community and all they want to do is say down with Trump, they want to open the borders. They want to get involved with the Palestine situation. Like, all of these things is bad for you. None of these things are good. 100% of these things are bad. And that's the problem that we have right now. That we are currently living in a society where people don't care about what's betterment for the people. All they care about is their own personal situation. You don't like Trump because Trump is against one thing that you might prefer. So because he's against that one thing that you might prefer, now you're against everything that he's doing, even though everything that he's doing is helping America. So you're just going to burn down the house because you don't like the color in the kitchen. You don't like the way the kitchen was painted, so you're going to burn the whole house down. That sounds like some street nigga mentality. I'm just being honest with you. That's some street nigga shit. That's some ignorant shit. I'm going to burn the whole entire house down because I don't like the color of the kitchen. I like everything else. And even the stuff that I don't like, I actually better than the stuff that I do like. But I'm just going to burn the whole house down. And that's what the Democrats are doing. They're burning the whole house down. I want to be clear about something. Tell me something that the Democrats speak on that isn't racist. Every single thing they talk about is racist. Why they're calling the other people racist, but they're saying all of the racist propaganda. That's insane to say, if we let the migrants leave, who's going to pick our crops and be maids and stuff like that? That's insane. The first migrant that see you should slap the shit out of you. Don't slap her. I'm just saying things. Please no one attack Jasmine Crockett. Please no one attack Jasmine Crockett. But do you understand my position? That's pure insanity. Tell me how it isn't. If anybody is enjoying the show today, you could always pull up to the Cash App, Super Chat, and or PayPal. Tell me how that's not insanity. I'm here. I'm listening. I got a couple of clips I'm going to show y'all real quick. And then we speak on some stuff. I just got some stuff I want to show y'all. I'm using this screen to show y'all stuff from now on into the future. Unless it's one of the old things and I got to click back. But I think I'm going to start using this screen. We're going to change up some of this stuff. Also, when we start doing gaming, we're going to game tonight. I'm changing our OS, as you can see. I'm changing our OBS, as you can see, our screen. We're going to be looking a little bit different. Anyway. So, while we're talking about the migrants, I need for y'all to understand. Right? Right? So, I want to be clear about something, right? And I don't want there to be any misunderstanding. I want there to be clear about something. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. So, it's common knowledge that if you flood any civilization with a people who are outside and aren't part of that civilization, and they try to force their customs, that there's going to be a problem. This is common knowledge. Like, this is not hard to find anywhere in the history books. If you go look at most civilizations that were great and fell, a lot of it has to deal with the influx of people who are not organically born there and are not from there. The Democrats are trying to destroy America. They're literally using the blueprint that was used against other great nations, just so we could be clear. So with that understanding, check this out.
Registered to vote, and it was by design. That's their belief.
It is absolutely by design. You've summarized it for your audience perfectly, Sean. This was not a loophole. The Biden administration, Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas, devised a scheme to fly illegal aliens into the country and then to escort them en masse across the border by the millions, and to give them something known as parole, which gives them a work permit, which gives them a social security number, which gives them access to the voting booth. This was the plan all along, to get them here illegally so they can get free government benefits, get hooked to welfare, and be able to participate in American elections. This was an attack on democracy by the Democrat Party. It's the same attack that we see, Sean, when you have California, a sanctuary state, that is refusing to turn over even illegal alien criminals and gang members to ICE. So these are illegal aliens in California who have been arrested by California police, by California law enforcement for serious crimes, for crimes against children, for felonies, for crimes that threaten public safety, and they are refusing to hand these criminal illegal aliens over to ICE. Instead, they're freeing them back into the cities to offend and offend again. By any definition, what California is doing is criminal. It is a violation of our laws. It is one of the most heinous things that I have seen in my entire life in Washington.
So, just so we can be clear, one of the ways that you could destroy a civilization is by influxing it with other people that just... And what did Biden do? Also, I want to add this. There's a person in the chat that's always in here talking crazy. First, yeah, come in here and lie about that person as much as you want, because I need for them to know that you just lie. So when you come in here and you lie on someone, now they know that you're a liar. And the main reason why I ain't tried to holler at Shorty yet is because I don't want her to, I don't know how she's going to respond to being stalked. Like, some people it don't bother, but some people it might. I don't think it's going to bother her. But, you know, I always got to be cognizant of who I allow in my life, because I know I got evil people following me around. And so I got to be cognizant, you know. I don't want other people, I don't know how other people are going to be able to respond to being stalked 24/7. I don't know how people are going to be able to respond to, you can't go outside without having people following you around. I don't know how people are going to be able to respond to that. So no, but lie about her every 5 minutes. I'm even going to allow some of the lies to stay up so she could see them, or whoever can see them, and tell her about them. And then that's going to help me out. So no, come on, more lies. Yeah, that's going to help me out. So nah, more lies. Remember, the people that aren't in the situation might believe you, but the people in the situation know that you're lying. So that part, I don't care about the people outside of the situation. That don't. in any regard, let me get back to what we talking about. So I want to be clear about something, right? I want there to be zero misunderstanding. I want there to be zero misunderstanding. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. So if we know flooding a country with immigrants hurts the country, and Biden was not only flooding the country by opening our borders, but he was actually putting people on planes and flying them into America. And then on top of that, in addition to that, those Trinidad Aragua guys from, I think, Venezuela, wherever they're from, he was flying them gang members in also. Democrat shit. I can't express this enough. We are in a country that needs two-party system. We need for the Democrats to have strong leadership, and we need for the Republicans to have strong leadership. I'm not against the Democrats as much as I'm against the leadership that is currently, the Democrats currently have. I'm not for putting any of this LGBTQ shit in the schools. I'm not for opening borders. I'm not for sending all of our money to other countries. I'm not for raising taxes and lowering tariffs. I'm not for any of this. And the majority of the American people aren't for any of this. What y'all gonna find out whenever the next elections are, next couple of years, next elections, right? They're about to start going in. They're gonna find out before the next elections. They're about to start going into campaign mode soon, right? This year, soon, right? When y'all see all the negativity that the Democrats are gonna get when they go out and they try to do their town halls, they're not going to be able to talk in public. They're going to have no choice but to have small areas to go talk in, so they can make sure that they can vet everyone there. You understand? They're not going to be able to go speak at large halls. They're just not going to be able to. I'm telling you now. God is wonderful. Shout out to the Most High. Glory be to God. Jesus is King. God is wonderful. So this is how God allowed us to defeat the Democrats. He said, I'm just going to let them be in control. And not only am I going to let them be in control, I'm going to allow for them to do many, if not all, of the things that they're trying to do. That's it. That's all I had to do. I'm not going to stop them. I'm not going to get in their way. I'm not going to send anybody to, throw a monkey wrench. I'm just going to let them do exactly what they want to do. Last 4 years with Biden, they got to do exactly what they wanted to do. And they knew they was messing up. I want to know proof how I know they knew they was messing up, because they blamed everything on Trump. Everything that they were actually doing, they blamed it on Trump. Imagine if Trump is really a terrible person. The Democrats put us in a position where the majority of America still felt like he was the better choice. Reflect on that. For all of you people that swear up and down all of the worst things in the world about Donald Trump, reflect on that. Let's say Donald Trump is the worst person ever. The Democrats put us in a situation where the American people felt like they had no other choice but to vote for him. And they, quite frankly, I believe them to be correct. Just so we can be clear. Imagine Kamala Harris as the president. Thank you. She does? Excellent. I love that. That's not a bad thing. What are you talking about? So Maya knows? That's a great thing. That's not a bad thing. What are you talking about? I should have told her to her face. What the fuck you talking about? It's not a bad thing. You guys got me confused. See, that's the thing. When people hate you, they always are trying to tell you that things that are good are bad. No, that's a great thing. It's a 100% great thing. All those things are good things to me. I don't care what you call it anyway. So for everybody that's in here that don't know what we're talking about, there's this chick around here. Forget how pretty she is. Just real good upbringing. Just everything's about her is like green flag, basically. Great family. Great moms. Just a great family. Great moms. Great brother. Great family. Great people. And so he's trying to like make it seem like it's a bad thing if she knows. No, it's not a bad thing. Like that's the only woman I'm even attracted to right now. So how would that be a bad thing? Thanks for telling her. If there's another female that I become attracted to, I'll let you know so you could tell them also. How about that? How about that? It feels good? Yeah, thanks for telling her. I wasn't sure if she knew. Only reason why I'm not even pushing up on her is because I don't know how she's going to feel about being stalked. I don't know how she's going to feel about having people following us around every once in a while. I don't know how she's going to feel about that. If it's something that don't bother her, I'm fine with it. But I don't know how she's going to feel about that. I don't know. Not everybody wants to be the main character. Being the main character is a lot. It's a lot. You know, sometimes I don't deal with it so well. Sometimes I deal with it better. I'm not gonna lie though. When she's around, I feel a lot calmer. You know, I feel a lot more resolute. In any regard, let's get back to our actual subject. So, it just feels like everything's gonna be okay. It feels like I know. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Shout out to the Most High, glory be to God, Jesus is King. He knows, I don't know. Anyway, but in any regard, so I want to be clear about this and the whole Democrats pushing this immigrant situation. So we can be as clear as possible. The last 4 years, America was spending the majority of his money fam, you're not going to be able to show her nothing. She don't talk to strangers. She don't talk to strangers. That's another thing that make her so dope. Oh, she's so dope. Like, she don't talk to niggas. Like, she don't talk to strangers. Like, she don't talk to people. Like, that's so dope. That's so dope. That's so dope. Like, I can't explain how dope that is. I'm gonna get back to the show. Let me get back to the show. But that's so dope. Like, y'all girlfriends, she's not my girlfriend, obviously. But y'all be interested in women that's out there and anybody could talk to them. Anybody could get in their ear. Like, that's unattractive to me. Not for nothing. Like, that's unattractive. So any nigga could get your, pardon me, any dude could get your attention. Any dude. That's unattractive to me. Sorry, it's unattractive. I'd rather be with someone who is kind. Don't get this confused. But I don't really like gregarious females. I don't really like women that want to be in everybody's face. I don't really like women that want to be the center of attention. I don't really like that. I've had that. I don't like that. I like reserved women. You know? I like demure women. I like women. I don't want a dude in a woman's skin. I don't want that. I don't want a guy in women's skin. Like, there's nothing about men that are attractive to me. Like, nothing. You understand? A lot of y'all dudes are attracted to dudes in one way or another. A lot of y'all. But there's nothing about dudes that's attractive to me. Like, you can't be with a dude. You can't be with a chick that got masculine, that's masculine to me, and I not believe that you into masculinity. You understand? Miss McGillicuddy's the best. Nah, she's dope. I don't want to spend the whole show talking about her. I be talking about her most of the time. I think about her all the time. But I don't want to spend the whole show talking about her. But no, she's dope. She's absolutely, she's impressive. I guess that's the best way to put it. She's an impressive human being. And everybody around her apparently agrees that she's the smartest one in the room, in almost every room she's in. And that is, I can't even explain to you how that makes me feel. I like to turn my brain off. So I like to be with people who are smart because I want to focus on other things. So when I'm around somebody that I could turn my brain off because they got it, that's like one of my love languages. Like, you know how y'all women, when y'all got like some dude that y'all feel protected with and he hugging on y'all and y'all feel protected? Like, that's how I feel when I'm with somebody who I know got my back and they're intelligent. And I don't have to I don't have to be on alert. It feels like I don't have to have all of my walls up. It feels like I could relax a little. Anyway, sorry, apologies. Democrats, immigrants, America. He's talking about. Hold on, let me show y'all some stuff. I'm gonna put a clip up. I'm gonna put a clip up real quick. I got something to show y'all. Sheesh, fam.
The deadline for registration under the Alien Registration Act is today. All foreign nationals present in the United States longer than 30 days must register with the federal government. Failure to comply with this is a crime, punishable by fines, imprisonment, or both. As President Trump and Secretary Noem have both said, if you register and you leave now, you choose to self-deport. You may have the opportunity to return later legally. But if not, you will be arrested, fined, deported, never to return to our country again. The Trump administration will continue to enforce our nation's immigration laws. We will not pick and choose which laws to enforce. We must know who is in our country for the safety and the security of our homeland and for all American citizens.
Sorry about that. I thought that clip was a little longer. So we've already spoke about this, and I've already told y'all my position on this. So I'm just going to double down if y'all don't mind. I want every last person, I want every last person who is a foreign national and protests anything on a college campus or anywhere else that's for another nation and against this one, visa revoked. Now, if they protesting something in this country that's for this country, about this country, and the thing going on with this country, I don't necessarily think they should have their visa revoked. I don't even necessarily think they should be investigated, just so we can be clear. But if you are protesting for another nation and against this nation, in this nation, and you are a foreign national, I think your visa should be revoked. I think you should be kicked out the country. And I think that you should be put on a certain time period before you could come back, if ever. And that's my opinion. Send them students out of here. Get rid of them. Send them somewhere else. Those schools are getting all of this funding from the American government, and the majority of the people that are in these schools are foreign nationals. Nobody else is pissed off about this. Columbia University, I believe the majority of the students in NYU, Hold on. Let's bring this up. Let's see if we can actually find the metric. We might be able to not find the metric. Let's see if we can find it real quick. Hold on. We might be able to not find it. So let's bring this up real quick. Percentage of NYU students. Why did I put an A? Oh, it didn't go. That are foreign nationals. Did I spell that right? That says BYU, not BYU. But look, BYU It's only 3.5%. That's BYU, Brigham Young. They're not going to be in BYU. You know what Brigham Young is? Brigham Young is that freaking college. Before we go any further, I'll show you this real quick. Brigham Young is that it's like a Mormon college or some shit like that. Pardon my language. It's like Mormons. Look, private. It's like a Mormon college. Look, Mormon, I told you. It's like a Mormon college or something. See? So it would make sense that only 3.5% of the people there would be. It's a Mormon college. Let's go NYU though. .2% of NYU students are foreign nationals. NYU gets a incredibly big chunk of money from the American government. Let's check out not NYU. Now let's check out what was the first college I named? Columbia. I spelled that really wrong. My brain is somewhere else right now. 18.1%. This translates to roughly 34.9% of the overall student body being international. That's crazy. You know how much money these schools get from the government? And this percentage isn't even American. Nobody else is upset over this? So no, as far as I'm concerned, just so we can be clear, if you are in this nation and you don't like this nation and you want to turn this nation into another nation, I think that this government should care about your feelings and do the best thing in your benefit. This could benefit you more than it's going to benefit us. And that's sending you to the nation that has the laws and the statutes that you want to live under. I'm going to tell you what this is like. This is like when anybody had their little sister, like, you know, had the friend that had the little sister that every now and then, you know, she always begging to play with you. Like, you know, she want to come out and play with the fellas. And usually she can't because we don't want her to play with us. And the reason why we don't want her to play is because we always have to change the game. Whatever the game is. We always have to change the game in order for her to be able to play. And then the changing of the game makes the game unfun for other people. Now, it's not always like this because some little sisters is just as tough as the little brothers. Don't get this confused. And some are tougher. But that scenario exists. When we have to change the rules and how we play the game because there's a girl playing. This is what that is like. Instead of me staying in my area where I'm comfortable, I'm going to come to your area and force you to change your area to make me comfortable. Sounds like narcissism. You want to know, little kids are always, generally guilty of narcissism. Because they don't know that the bigger world out there other than themselves yet. When they find that out, then, you know, it is what it is. Oh, also, just so you could be clear, you know that the Maya girl is the daughter of the lady that y'all was calling up and lying to, that did all of the research on me to find out exactly who I am as a person. So when you go try to lie to them and try to make me look bad, it's not going to work out the way that you think it is, because y'all already lied to them and they did their due diligence to find out who I was. So yeah, that's not gonna work. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Oh man, coach is gonna be so mad at me. probably gonna have to leave from over there soon anyway. Of a situation, we got a basketball tournament we got coming up. I told y'all about this. We got a basketball tournament coming up. We're gonna be doing things, and there's a lot of big things that's gonna come out of this right here. So we got a basketball tournament that we doing. We got a basketball tournament that we're gonna be doing. Ages basically 10 to 14. We're gonna get some of these kids out here. We already do football and we already do a lot of other stuff. So we just adding more stuff to the cachet. Miss McGillicuddy said when Jack start whispering, you know he's speaking facts. Yo, you know I do that just in general too. Like I be over there to say something. I be talking to my friends, like on FaceTime or whatever, and then as soon as I get to something, it's like something, I start whispering. I don't know why I do that. And I'm a terrible whisperer, by the way. Like, I'm not good at it. I don't know why I do that. It's like but yeah, I wanted to say do that whenever I'm saying something important. That's a fact. If y'all enjoying the show today, you can always pull up to the Super Chat, PayPal, or the Cash App. Hey, let's do Jack lunch today. Pull up to the Cash App. Let's see if we getting some lunch today. Maybe I gotta be outside walking around a lot today. Who's gonna pay for lunch? Somebody buy me lunch. Buy me 2 lunches. Y'all buy me 2 lunches, and I'm gonna ask girl she wants some tacos today. So I'm gonna take her out for a taco lunch. Or afternoon thing, or that's if I see her. I don't not see her. Y'all do 2 drops today. Y'all do 2 lunches today. I'm gonna take her out for lunch. Miss Squishy, this is one of my favorite chicks online to post. She's married, by the way, so please don't nobody say I'm trying to get with her. Miss Squishy, shout out to Miss Squishy. One of my favorite people to post. She's married, by the way, so please don't do that. And yeah, I communicate back and forth with some of these people periodically, whenever. I sometimes forget how many people know me in a positive light. Like, I sometimes just forget. Wowzers, this 17-year-old kid. Hold on, I'm gonna bring this up on the screen for y'all because this is should I bring? No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna bring this up on the screen for y'all because this is absolutely insanity. Give me 1 second. I'm about to put this up on the screen for y'all. This is absolute insanity what I just saw. If this is anywhere near, like, this is insanity. But this is why I keep trying to say the Democratic Party, they need to be held accountable for all of this. Like, a lot of people, their mental health is degraded. Like, a lot of people, because of the Democratic Party, they believe a lot of these things that aren't true, that are just not real. And that's another reason why one of the worst things that you could do, and God tells you this, is to lie and deceive. So people that's out here lying and deceiving, y'all not going to heaven. Like, there is no, you're going to be able to wait and then apologize at that's not how that works. You've been living your whole life doing evil. You've been living a percentage of your life doing terrible things. And you haven't been doing anything to make up for those terrible things that you're doing. It doesn't matter that you're pretending like what you're doing is good. That doesn't matter. That's not how God works. You understand? He doesn't, at least to my understanding, that's not how he works. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, that's not how God works. He doesn't work like that at all. Somebody here said, still grifting food. Fam, I work at the church on Fridays. I get like 2 weeks of groceries every Friday. What are you talking about? I donate my time to the church and then the church loves me back. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Hold on. So, I'm just going to be an asshole real quick. I'm doing what now? What am I doing? What am I doing? Just grab some stuff real quick. What am I doing? I'm doing what now? I promise I got more food in my house than you do. I promise you. I promise you I got more doors. Let's just put all of this to rest. This is not necessary. This is not necessary. This is not anything I need to do. I get it. But let's put all of this to rest real quick. This is just random stuff that I gotta put up. I haven't even put my food up, man. This is just random stuff that I got that I didn't even put away. So let's just put all of this to rest. This is just random things that I have that I didn't even put away. I live alone, by the way. That's more than enough food for one person for the whole entire week. So who's grifting food? What up, Perk? So who's grifting food? I'm running today, Perk. Me and you, duos. Copy? We gonna run today. I got you. All right? Today, me and you, duos. Copy? Today. Me and you today duos, fam. And we go live. If you want to go live, we go live. I got you. But I'm not going to respond well to the negative energy. So let's keep the energy positive, though. Let's keep the energy positive. I'm not going to respond well to the negative energy, fam. I'm not going to want to be around it. I'm just being honest with you. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm fine. But if somebody want to buy me lunch today, and if they get 2 lunches bought, I'm gonna take homegirl out to lunch if I see her. So just so we can be clear, yeah. So I probably got more food in my house than you do, fam. Just so we can be clear. And remember, I'm one person. I can't eat what the little bit I showed y'all will last one person over a week. You understand? I'm one person. More than enough food in my house if I had a wife for both of us to eat 3 meals a day and be happy. Just so we can be clear. More than enough food in my home. More than enough. Just so we can be clear. I donate my time to the church and I donate my time to the local community center. If you don't think God is looking out for me, I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. I literally spend almost all of my time donating it to other people and their benefit. So I don't know what to tell you. And I don't know how you're going to try to convince people that see me donating my time to other people, asking for nothing in return. I don't know how you're going to try to convince them that I'm a bad person. I don't know how that's going to work. But, you know, you can't tell Satan nothing. Satan is going to do what Satan is going to do, right? So you're going to do what you're going to do, fam. Satan is going to do what Satan is going to do. What you gotta do? Anyway, let's get back to what we talking about. What time we got? It's 10:55. Only been an hour and a half. I got some stuff that I do have to do today. I gotta go do a whole bunch of stuff today. It's still early. I got time. It's gonna be warm today too, so we gotta get outside. I got a couple of things I gotta do. It's gonna be fine. I got time. Yo, ain't you supposed to be in school? Is there school today? Anyway, for everybody that don't know, I also, for whatever the reason is a lot of I meet a lot of people online. People like me, fam. The only people that don't like me is the people that are jealous of me and the people that listen to the people that are jealous of me. Generally speaking, people just like me. They generally speaking. And that's one of the reasons why I like almost never show off ever. I only and I want to say this. So, spring break. And it's not that I don't show off. It's just that I only do things to impress people when there's people around I want to impress. So, often I just feel like there's nobody around for me to impress or to want to do something impressive. So, I just don't. Being honest with you. So, I just don't. So, if you ever see me somewhere where there's people I just don't like, I'm probably not going to do anything impressive. Because I don't even like those people. Yeah, I don't even like those people. I mean, you ain't gonna see me do too many things impressive. What the hell? Let me show you this clip. Hold on, let me show you this clip. I gotta go get it real quick. Yeah, niggas is crazy, man. These people really spend all day, every day thinking about how they're gonna try to mess my life up. These people are crazy. Check this out. Is this one right?
Now, this 17-year-old apparently wanted to throw the country into chaos by assassinating President Donald Trump, and to do it, he was willing to kill his own parents. According to the FBI, Nikita Kasep killed both his mom and stepdad back in February to help him get the money and autonomy he needed to carry out his plan. When police arrested the teen, he had $14,000 on him, a gun, as well as a manifesto on his phone about killing the president, making bombs, and carrying out terrorist attacks. The FBI says the teen paid in part for a drone and explosives that he planned to use and which he had talked to others about online, including a man in Russia. Court documents state he later told classmate that he was in contact with a male in Russia via Telegram, and they were planning to overthrow the government of the United States and assassinate Trump. Kasep told the classmate that when they saw 10 consecutive attacks in the news, it would have been him. Detectives also allegedly found messages indicating that the teen planned to leave the U.S. for Ukraine after carrying out the planned assassination. A search of the teen's phone allegedly turned up ties to a satanic cult that espouses white supremacist and neo-Nazi views. He is already facing a long list of charges, including murder and theft. Additional charges could be filed now as well. His next court hearing is May 7th.
Wow. Bizarre. Thank you. Garrett, nice to see you in Chicago. Garrett Tenney.
So, what have I been telling y'all? One of my biggest issues with the Democratic Party is they're making the people in there, they're making their voters crazy. They're making them crazy. What do you think happens to people when all they do is hear lies all day, every day? They stop living in reality. I don't care if they listening to the lies and they perceive the lies as jokes. So what you have to understand is a lot of people that you are walking around don't live in reality. So it makes it look like you don't live in reality. Imagine if you lived in a neighborhood, you're neither Democrat nor Republican, right? You don't really care for either side. But you live in a neighborhood that's full of liberals. And all you hear all day is that Donald Trump is lying, this and this and that, and everything he's doing is a lie. And then every single thing that he said he was going to do, he does do, so he wasn't lying. And then on top of that, everything that he does do works. You don't live in reality, or they don't live in reality, and you're forced to have to deal with it. They don't live in reality. Imagine drawing a swastika on somebody else's vehicle and then deeming them to be the Nazi. Is that not insanity? That's insanity. That's absolutely bonkers. But this is what they're doing. They don't live in reality. So there are Democratic voters that live in reality. Don't get this confused. I'm talking specifically about the ones that don't live in reality. They don't live in reality. That's why whenever you bring up anything at all regarding Donald Trump that is not negative, the first thing they want to do is argue, yell, scream, and overtalk you. People wonder why I got such a short leash on people that I deal with. I'm going to explain this. A lot of times people don't deal with you honestly. A lot of how people deal with you is to manipulate you into a thing. The messed up thing about that is in regards to me is even if you was trying to manipulate me into something that is something that I would want, it's not going to work because of the way that I am personally. I'm just really an upfront person. I'm just upfront. So a lot of the times when people just don't deal with me upfront, it makes it difficult for me to deal with them. So I might love you, think you're an awesome, incredible person. But if we're not dealing with each other up front, then I don't really know how to deal with you. I don't really know how to deal with you. And that's just what it is. I just really don't know how to deal with you. So what it is people will be trying to, in their position, you know, they probably really do want to be helpful of me and put me in a situation that they believe I would benefit from or I would actually benefit from. But since they're trying to like be slick with it, it just doesn't work. People forget that I'm intelligent sometimes. And when shit don't run congruent, it just messes with my ability to deal with it. So I be needing things to be congruent. I be needing things to make sense. So somebody might be trying to manipulate me into something that I would want. But by doing that, you throwing up all of my red flags. So I'm like, I want to do that. Bad. But everything that you're doing is throwing up red flags. So I just can't. It's like my base instincts is engineered against it. I grew up in a bad situation with people who were always trying to get me to go against my best interests. It was just a bad situation. And I think that people don't really understand that because people always assume that your father loves you or your father is, you know, got your best interest in mind. You understand what I'm saying? And us as sons, you know, I'm not a daughter, but us as children, sometimes, you know, when we don't know what's going on, we want to believe that the person that's telling us everything is going to be okay knows what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And aren't trying to manipulate us and aren't trying to do anything harmful to us, you know? And sometimes it's just not the way it is, you know? So, you know, Sometimes it's just not the way it is. Sometimes people are trying to be harmful, hateful, hurt you. And sometimes they're your parent. And it's just the way it is. And you gotta live with it. You just gotta move on, fam. Shout out to my pops. I don't know where he is. Don't know what's going on with him. I don't wish any bad on him or anything like that. I just never want to speak to him again under any circumstances. Period. You're supposed to love your kids. You're supposed to care about your kids. You're supposed to want good for your kids. What time we got? 11. We're about to get ready to end this show. Anything anybody want to ask me or anything like that before we get out of here? It's always crazy how some people come into your chat and they like, be on other pages talking crazy about you. Then they come over and say hi. Anyway, did I cover everything I want to talk about today? So we're gonna Big U. All right, let's do a quick Big U update. And I said I got Tariffs update also. All right, let's do a quick update on both of these things real quick and then get up out of here. So for everybody that don't know, Big U is a gangsta from Los Angeles, California area, and he has been arrested recently. And for everybody that don't know, he's been going back and forth with Whack 100 for years on social media. And one of the things Whack 100 has always said about him is that he's actually still in the street doing street shit, and that he can't be trusted, and that he works for the police. Miss McGillicuddy said, I thought about you and made some beef stroganoff, by the way. Dope. Hope homegirl makes some beef stroganoff and then offer me some. That's a whole fact. An alleged long-time, let's just read the article. Alleged long-time gang leader known as Big U pleaded not guilty in a downtown courthouse Tuesday to charges containing 43 counts of federal indictment, including racketeering, fraud, extortion, and embezzlement. The police have not been losing any of these fights in court as of lately. Every RICO indictment that they've been bringing up, they've been getting exactly what they wanted out of it. I just want everybody to be mindful of that when you're thinking about this particular situation. Eugene Henley Jr., the so-called rap godfather, surrendered to authorities last month in connection with a federal complaint that also linked him to a 2021 killing of an aspiring rapper in Las Vegas. For everybody that don't know about the aspiring rapper, it was a rapper that he was actually working with. He's supposed to be a manager for, whatever the case is. He sends the rapper into the studio. The rapper goes into the studio, makes a diss track against him. When the rapper made the diss track against him, then all of a sudden, he came up missing. The rapper's mother has been this whole entire time saying it's been Big U that unalived her son. And part of her reasoning for saying this is she said that she spoke to Whack 100. Anyway, going to finish with the article. According to federal prosecutors, Henley is the leader of the Hyde Park Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips and run a vast mafia-like organization that has committed crimes such as murder, trafficking, and COVID fraud. 6 other people allegedly linked to the case was also arrested. Yes, so he's also in charge. He's also in trouble for COVID fraud also. And I thought it was funny that when he was making the video where he was going in to being turn himself in. While he was making his video to go turn himself in, he actually spoke about the COVID thing. Like, that was a big deal. Like, oh, man, they must be wanting me because of this COVID situation. And then he started, like, talking about how they took out 3 loans. They paid back 1. 1 was forgiven. And then there's, like, another one or whatever the case is. And he was, like, trying to make it sound like that might have been the issue. Well, all along, you knew what the issue might have been. So I say all that to say this. When y'all guys got to go turn yourself in, you're probably best off not holding any lives whatsoever. Because 9 times out of 10, that live that you held right before you went and turned yourself in will be used against you. The 58-year-old. What the heck? There we go. The 58-year-old. Oh, wait, hold on. I skipped something. No, the 58-year-old charges include a single count of conspiracy to violate the Racketeering Influence RICO Act, along with multiple counts of robbery, extortion, wire fraud, embezzlement, and other charges. So another thing that they're trying to hit him for, just so you can be clear, is extortion, which is when people got to call in to tap in with you. Yeah, tapping in, which is extortion, just so we could be clear. It's one thing that I am a rapper from the East Coast, and I'm coming over to where you're at, and we're friends. So, you know, I'm gonna come make some money over there. So I'm putting you in a position to make money with me because I'm in your backyard. That's business. I think that that's the way it should be done. I think that if, you know, me being a New York-based content creator, let's say I go do some work with some people in Atlanta, and let's say I got some, let's not use Atlanta, that's like gay capital. Anyway, so let's say I'm going to do some work with somebody in Los Angeles. Let's just use Los Angeles. I want to use a different, Houston. Let's say Houston. I'm going to do, that's another gay capital. I'm going to do, let's just say Los Angeles. I'm going to Los Angeles to do some work. And I have some friends out there in Los Angeles that are also content creators. I'm not tapping in if I contact them and be like, yo, look, I'm going to go make some money over here. You know, maybe I could talk them into, or maybe I could negotiate, you know, you working with me, or, you know, negotiate you a check also. I think that that's the way to do that. If I'm a rapper and I have a show over there, maybe, you know, you get booked with me. You know, you got a couple of rappers out there. They're not working on this particular Saturday. They're not performing on this particular Saturday. So, you know, maybe I book them with me, and, you know, maybe they make a couple of racks. Like, that's the way that it should be done. I think that's the way that we should do business. In any regard, that's not what he's accused of. He's being accused of people like when Shaquille O'Neal show up, he got to give him some money. Real talk. Allegedly, Shaquille O'Neal was one of the people that he's been extorting. Prosecutors accuse Henley of killing Las Vegas rapper Rayshawn Williams in January 2021, saying the victim, who had been signed to Henley's unique music record label, had recorded a defamatory song about Henley, which is absolutely bananas. Like, it's absolutely bananas. These kids nowadays. Henley allegedly killed him and dragged his body off Interstate 15 in Las Vegas and left it in a ditch, according to U.S. Attorney's Office. Henley is also accused of defrauding famous athletes, including former Laker Shaquille O'Neal, by persuading them to donate money to charity, then allegedly pocketing the funds himself. Oh, that's what he was doing to Shaq. He is also accused of fraudulently obtaining funds from the Gang Reduction and Youth Development Program supervised by the LA Mayor's Office. Authorities also allege Henley submitted fraudulent, why is it just everything? Fraudulent applications for COVID-19 pandemic relief loan, in which he claimed that Unique Music was operating at a $200,000 profit in 2019, despite operating at a $5,000 loss that year, which would have disqualified it from the loan eligibility. Yeah, they should be in trouble for that. Henley served 13 years in prison for trying to steal cocaine from an undercover sheriff. That's why he was in jail. His son, Dayon Henley, is a linebacker entering his second season with the Los Angeles Chargers. I did not know that. Hold on. Let's check this out real quick. And why didn't they have a hyperlink here for his son name? Like, they should have had a hyperlink. Ah, that's Big U's son. He plays football. Okay. I hope his son ain't involved in any of this mess. A linebacker entering the second season with the Los Angeles Chargers, Hindley was instrumental in launching the career of Los Angeles rapper Nipsey Hussle, who was shot dead. That's also another thing they're accusing him of. They're accusing him of being involved in the Nipsey Hussle unaliving. So, and they're accusing Nipsey Hussle's cousin. I think they're also saying he was involved in it. So there's a lot going on right now with Big U.
This 17-year-old apparently wanted to throw the country into chaos by assassinating President Donald Trump. And to do it, he was...
Yeah, so there's a lot going on with Big U right now. It does not look good at all. It looks all bad. I don't know what to... I don't know where they tell you that they're going to go from here. But I'm just being honest with you. I do not expect for him to beat these charges. I don't expect for him to beat any of this. One of the things that I think is happening is they're pulling a lot of people who were... if you notice, a lot of these rappers who have been able to... and people in the music industry who have been able to navigate around being charged with crimes or being indicted or whatever the case is, you might notice that a lot of these cases are now coming up that we previously was like, why hasn't this person been charged already? Like when Mo 3 got passed away and everybody was like, why didn't they charge? Was it Yellow Beezy? I think that they why didn't they charge whoever the his rival was? Why didn't they charge him? Well, they charge him now. Nipsey Hussle passed away. It was like, why didn't they charge, some people? They charged the one dude, but, there was somebody that called that hit. Remember, they was trying to say it was the government. Remember, they was trying to say it was Jay-Z. Remember, this is why I don't be listening to people. People just be talking. And those same people that just be talking, y'all love those pages. So that's what's going on with Big U. Personally, I don't see any way out of this for him. I don't think that there's a lawyer good enough that's going to be able to remove him from these charges, at least as of what we know of the charges now. I guess as we find out more, we'll either be in a better position to be like, oh man, he's going to be found innocent, or in a better position to be like, oh, this doesn't look good. But right now, with what we know right now, most of the information we know is from WAC 100. And if the WAC 100 information is anywhere near accurate, what WAC 100 has been saying he's been saying over the years, then Big U's in trouble. Trouble. Because I don't think that they attach this Nipsey Hussle situation to them unless they have credible evidence. There's already a dude in jail for it. The police don't bring stuff up to keep open cases around. They want to close all cases. They even lie about closing cases sometimes just so the case will get closed. I don't think they bring this back up unless they have something credible to act on. Actionable evidence, not just credible, but actionable. I don't think they bring this back up. This is my opinion. In addition to that, pay attention, because I won't be surprised if PNB Rock situation don't pop up in this whole thing. Not having anything to do with Big U per se, but what I mean is if we don't find out that there's more behind the PNB Rock situation than what we previously knew. I'm not going to be surprised. Don't be surprised. Remember when Jim Jones said one of the most dangerous professions you could have is a rapper, and people laughed? Well, being a rapper is not more dangerous than being in the military. That's a factual statement. That's bananas to think that. But now that we're finding out about the Diddy situation, now that we're finding out about how a lot of these industry niggas move. I don't think what he said is as crazy as people purported it to be. Now, there's more dangerous professions out there. Don't get it confused. A police officer, anybody that gets shot at on purpose. Because rappers is getting shot at, but not necessarily on purpose. If you go be a police officer, you're signing up to get shot at. You go be in the military, you're signing up to get shot at. We need to start giving these people a little bit more respect. Just a little bit more. Because some of them are assholes and they deserve what they get. Don't get it confused. But we need to give these people a little bit more respect. They're literally signing up to get shot at. This ain't the 1930s, all right? Where nobody don't really got guns. You just signing up to fight. They signing up to get shot at, man. Show them a little bit more respect. That's all I'm saying. A little bit more, poquito. I really do want some beef stroganoff. Just so we could be clear. Somebody came in here and was talking about how much food I got in my refrigerator. I promise you I got more food in my refrigerator than you got. I promise you I got more food in my house than you got. How are y'all caring about how much food another dude got in his house, though? That's crazy. Like, that's bananas. Like, I never look at a person and think that. Like, never. Never. Like, unless you look emaciated or something, I just assume everybody got food in their house. I'm just keeping it honest with you. Or at least I pray everybody got food in their house. Anyway, anything y'all want to talk about before we get up out of here? I think there was one tariffs. I got to talk about tariffs. Tariffs update. Did we talk about tariffs at all today? Not really. All right, we're going to do a tariffs update. We kind of spoke about it. I'll do a real quick tariffs update, then we're going to get up out of here. So, tariffs. Want to be clear about something. I want to be 100% clear. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. America's winning right now because of tariffs. In about 5 to 6 months, we're going to be winning so much. I don't even know what the Democrats are going to lie about next. What do you think they're going to lie about next? Remember, the Democrats have to keep lying. They have to keep switching lie, then switching lie, then switching lie. So they're going to lie about one thing. And as soon as you address that one thing they lie about, they're going to lie about another thing. Then if you address that thing, they're going to lie about another thing. They want to swamp you with so many lies. And they want to try to hit as many different metrics as possible. So they don't need everyone to believe every lie. They just need for people to believe at least one of the lies. So they're going to hit you with as many lies as possible. That's all the Democrats do. I can't think of the last time I heard a Democrat talking about politics and tell the truth. They actively just lie. It's their agenda. Imagine Jasmine Crockett even thinking she has a chance to run for president. I think that that's a problem with America. Her even thinking. This even being a thought. Is she even old enough? Don't you got to be like 40? No, you got to be 35, right? You got to be 35 to run for president, right? Hold on. All right, so where's America? It's like 35 or 40 or something. $35. President, 35, 35, vice president. There's no prime minister here. Upper house, lower house. Upper house, lower house. So, how old is Jasmine Crockett? Because I'm just curious. 44. She's 44? She looks good for 44. I ain't gonna lie. She look good for 44. But that's even more upsetting. That she's 44 years old and I don't even know. Anyway, so shout out to Jasmine Crockett and her being 44. And I thought she was in her 30s. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Thought she was in her 30s. She is not my, just so we can be clear, she is 100% not my type. I would in no universe think that she's like, I don't think she's ugly, but she in no universe is she the type of attractive that I like. And I think I'm going to say something real quick. I think that that's something that we have to start admitting to ourselves, that some people are attractive, but it's not the attractive you like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can look at a female and think, you know, she's pretty, but not like want to be with her, not want to sleep with her, not want to like engage with her. I can look at her and appreciate the way she looked without wanting to, you know, without wanting it to go, not even thinking, not even perceiving it going any further. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not even a thought. It's like I'm just appreciating a piece of art. I'm not even thinking about taking it off the wall and taking it home with me. Like, it's not even a thought. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just appreciating the piece of art. That's it. And, you know, it is what it is. I don't think many men can do that. Or maybe many men can do that, but we can't admit to it because then people are going to think we a sucker or some stupid shit, or just not believe us, you know, because women definitely aren't going to believe any man that says that ever. But no, I think that when we start looking at the world like that, I think that we start seeing it different. Like, I can like the way something tastes, but not want to eat it. No pun intended. No pun intended. I'm laughing at the joke I was going to say after that. By the way, I'm not laughing at the thing I actually said. I was going to say something after that. I'm laughing at that. Oh, man. It's going to be one happy woman. Stupid. In any regard. What was I talking about? We ain't do no tariffs conversation at all. Let's talk about the tariffs. I'm BSing this shit. Tariffs are good. Tariffs are great. Okay? Tariffs are great. All of these companies are now having to open up factories in America. America's like 40% of the global GDP or some shit like that. Hold on. Let me check it. Sometimes I'll be saying stuff and I'll be like, I know I'm right. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'll be like, let me check just to be sure. You know what I'm saying? Or something. It's a slight flex. Much lower. But damn, that's over 25% of the global GDP. That's crazy. China's the second largest, and that's at a 16.76. But guess why that don't matter? Because China don't allow anybody in their country, so that don't even matter. China doesn't allow goods, foreign goods, really even in their country at all, so that doesn't matter. In 1985, pardon me, 35% in 1985. Sheesh. We was running the world. And it's climbing. Long-term average has been 28. Last year it went down, and that's the only reason why it's down right now, 9 times out of 10. So basically, over 3/4 of the world's GDP is America. So you basically got to do business here. So that means that not the nations, but the individual companies. Like, I want to name companies that's not Chinese companies. Samsung, that's a Japanese company, right? I think. Anyway, so think about all of these other countries that got to get shit built. Even Nike. Let's say Nike, right? So this is the best way I could explain it. So Nike spends $10 to make a shoe in China. Then he ships the shoe to America. It sells the shoe for $100. The tariff is not charged on the $100. The tariff is charged on the $10. So that means that when a shoe from China gets shipped into America and it costs $10 to make in China, and let's say there's a 25% tariff, that means that there's $2.50 added. So basically, just so we can be clear, or for every one of those shoes that gets shipped here on the 10% tariff, on the 25% tariff that costs $10 to make, America only gets $2.50 off of each individual shoe. While all the other money, sans whatever, the cost of doing business, goes back to China, which is going to be somewhere like $80-something out of the 100. Just so y'all can understand how tariffs work. Because they got y'all thinking, if you pay $100 for something, then if tariffs go up 25%, then that means that 25% is now for the 100 rather than that 25% being against the 10. 25% is against the 10, the manufacturing cost, not how much the product is being sold for. Now do you understand how the Democrats just be lying to y'all? Trying to make these tariffs seem like more than what it is. See, what the issue is with this is China's not the one being hurt. Who's being hurt is the manufacturers. So now it's in the manufacturer's best interest to have factories in America. Because the tariff ain't $25 no more. 25% no more. It's 100 and something percent. So, yeah. They need to make the factories in America. Imagine being a politician in America and you're arguing that you won't have anybody to work these terrible jobs that you're saying is terrible. Don't no American want to work it. And the reason why we can't ship migrants out of the illegals out of the country is because we won't have anybody to do these terrible, terrible jobs. Right? And at the same time, you're complaining that the President Trump is going to get good jobs and bring them back to America. I'm going to say that again for the people that don't get it. So the Democrats are complaining that migrants, illegals, are being sent out of the country. And we need them because these jobs are terrible. Don't nobody want to do them. But they also complaining that Trump is bringing in good jobs that are going to pay, that people are going to want to do. Explanation, please. You can't have it both ways. Like when they say they're not against what Doge is doing, we have to trim the fat, but they're just taking a whole swath and going through everything. Yeah, that's how you do that. That's 100% how you do that. You cut everything and keep what is necessary. Anybody who has ever been in charge of anything knows that. Anything important. You cut what is not needed. You cut everything. But you then re-add what is needed. Because we're going to assume nothing is important. We're going to assume everything can go. And we're going to work from that perspective. And then we're going to find out what is necessary. What we need in order to operate. Without that, we can't operate. That got to stay. Without that, we can't operate. That got to stay. With that, that doesn't do anything. That's just that doesn't do anything. Get rid of that. That has no value. So, keep trying to tell y'all, the Democrats are just liars. I don't think they should be trusted. I'm telling y'all, don't trust them. I don't think they could be trusted. Not even a little. Not even a little. I don't think they could be trusted. I'm sorry. I'm going to start inviting some of my friends on the platform. We're going to start doing interviews. I think I'm going to move. I think I'm going to move a little bit. I think I'm going to start doing some of these things. Like, sometimes I just don't do certain things, and there's really no reason. You know what I mean? We got a lot of movement that we could be doing. I could be interviewing a lot of people. This is a lot I could be doing that I'm just not doing. And the main reason why I'm not doing it is because I don't know if I want to be involved in certain industries. I don't want to be involved in industries that are going against God. So, you know, I'm really reflective lately upon the people that I want to speak with, the energy that I want to have over here. Remember, even when we would bring gang members on, you know, we only spoke from certain perspectives that allow for growth. You understand? I think I tried too hard to reach people who are probably unreachable. And I think about that every day. I try too hard to help people that I shouldn't have been trying to help. I should have left them be. My blessings weren't for them. But I wanted to help those people more than I should have. I think about that a lot. It's kind of a regret, but not really a regret because it's who I am. I want to help people. So I don't know. But I guess if my mood improves, or if I ever start liking doing this ever again, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really see that in the future of me doing this. I don't really see me ever liking doing this again. But you know, if that ever happens, we'll do some stuff. But if that doesn't happen, then I'm gonna stay on the course that God got me on right now, because I like what I do right now. I like helping people. I like helping people. So I like what I do right now. I would be content doing what I do right now for the rest of my life. I'd be content working in the community for the rest of my life. I'd be content. You know, if I had a wife that I actually wanted, because I'm not going to date somebody that I don't want and I don't care. Don't care. But I could see this being my life till I die. Just, I want to work. I want to help people, and I want to do stuff like this in the community way more than, I don't even want to be like famous or a celebrity or any of that type of stuff. If I knew that I would get as much attention as I got, I probably would have never did this. I didn't think I was going to get as much of attention as I had got, you know? I probably would have never did this. Just being honest with you. Kendra already told y'all, she's come on the program and told y'all more than once, I wasn't going to do social media because I just didn't want to be known. And that's why all of these people that come out and they want to be famous and they're busy trying to act like I want to, it's not my personality, fam. I don't even like going outside because I don't really like interacting with people that much. Like, I like interacting with people, but it seems like the people that want to interact with me are just all terrible people. So I just don't really want to interact with people. Be honest with you. When you see me outside and I don't speak with you, it's nothing personal. It's just that I'm used to people just wanting to argue with me over nothing. I'm used to people just wanting to talk to me so they can figure out something that I think different than them, so they could then try to have a confrontation with me. So I mean, it gets like every single conversation is a confrontation. You don't really never get to talk to nobody. You know. I think that's worse than being hated. Like, I think that's the worst part. I think that's worse than being hated. Knowing that I could never really talk to nobody ever again. That's way worse than being hated. Anyway, I'm going to let y'all go. Everybody have a blessed day. Go out there in the world. Do something worth doing. Stamp God's name on it. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bonus. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. That's all I got on this one. Oh, something I wanted to talk about real quick. I just remembered at the last minute. So, I'm going to tell y'all something real quick. Super funny. So, apparently, I have a different type of metabolism. So, I have like a really fast metabolism. Like, really fast. Like, in order for me to not get skinny, I literally need to eat like 4 times a day, damn near. And at least 2 of those have to be big meals. If I'm going to eat small, then I got to eat like 8-9 times a day. If not, I just get skinny. It just is what it is. It's just the way my metabolism works. But at the same time, whenever I eat, the first thing that grow on me is muscle. So I can be doing 0 exercises. Nothing. Just sitting in the chair like I'm sitting right now. But the way my metabolism work is up until I get to about like 180, 185, maybe a little like 190. The only thing that grows back on me is just muscles. Like, I don't really retain no fat. Like, everything that comes back is like basically. So the other day, so I had got a shirt. It's a funny story. So I had got a shirt like last summer or something like that. It was one of those shirts that say Coney on it. So when I got the shirt fit like regular. But now the shirt is super tight. So I had wore the shirt the other day because I wasn't thinking about it. I put the shirt on. I was like, this feels like, whatever. I got to get out of here. I'm late. So I wore the shirt the other day. Sometimes I forget like how my physique is really lit. Sometimes I forget. Shout out to those ladies. It was just staring. Shout out to those ladies. Hope you're all having a beautiful day today. Yeah, I just have an incredible metabolism. Shout out to the Most High. Glory be to God. Jesus is King. And it's just genetics. Like, it's just genetics. My brother Ty is similar. But he just can't gain no weight. His metabolism might be faster than mine. My oldest brother, his metabolism went back regular early. And my brother under him, I think his metabolism, it went back regular early in life also. Like, reasonable. These guys got reasonable metabolisms. But me and my other brother Ty, our metabolisms is not reasonable. I used to always think, he needed to eat better. I was like, because I used to see what he used to eat. And I'd be like, you got to eat better than that, fam. But now that I'm at the age that I am, and I went through some of the things that I went through, and I started seeing how my metabolism worked, and I'm looking back then, and then I'm thinking, you know what? I was eating like 7-8 times a day. And like 3 of those would be big meals. And I'm still only walking around at like 195. And I mean, I'm eating. Like, eating. Like, all day. Like, I'm just going from one meal to another meal. I'm still only like 195. I think my high got up to like 215. I was fat when I was 215, though. I was fat. I was what I consider. I was fat. I was fat. Fat. And I got slow. And I was fat. I ain't gonna lie. Or what I consider fat to be. And sometimes people look at those photos now and they be like, yo, why are you? No. I was fat in that photo, fam. I should not been that big. I get it. Y'all all fat niggas too. So y'all thought that was, no, I'm a whole athlete. I was fat, fam. I should not have been that big. It was killing my knees. With that being said, yo, look, I love y'all. Everybody have a beautiful day. Like, comment, subscribe. Just join the notification gang. # Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug your kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out. I'm looking for the things.
Hey! Is the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Yeah.